G'day everyone, Jason Nunn from Fisherman's Warehouse Marine, Sweet Street at Warners Bay, your Newcastle Honda marine deal. And today, Friday, we held it off a day just to get an idea of what the weather is certainly doing in Newcastle. We know Cyclone Alfred definitely up on the Gold Coast and the North Coast with torrential rain and huge seas. And the seas off Swansea at the moment, probably 3 metres or probably a bit better, but it possibly will build, and we're going to definitely get a lot of rain on Sunday. Behind me here, up on the lake, quite protected, and I think this is where it'll be this weekend. There'll be no offshore fishing, there'll be definitely no rock fishing, maybe in on the baths, in at Nobby's there, around the Esplanade there for a few ludrick, but no beach fishing either. The beach is really going to get sort of eroded out, so it's got to be all on the estuary, and really probably the eastern side in particular. The channel, of course, we haven't had lots of rain. You can sort of see it here. The colour's not so bad. You can still see the weed at the back there when we're just coming down. The sun did pop out momentarily. So the offshore situation, just to give you a wrap up on where we are. Out wide, it's still around about that 26.5 degrees. There was a few nice marlin caught out there last weekend. I spoke to James and Steve Norris. They got a really nice blue marlin, a black, a yellowfin, and this tend to be what's happening out wide. This whole system now, I think, is exactly what we wanted weather-wise, and not so much what the North Coast wanted, but weather situation. We're going to roll all this bad water over. This bad water was around about, I'd say 25 fathoms out to the shelf, and in fact last weekend was out as far as 150 fathoms, where the water was just terrible. That green, brown coloured water, no temperature, around about 22 degrees, and just awful. This will hopefully start to roll it through. It might even lessen the current down. The marlin bite down on the south coast, guys, has been extraordinary. Ulladulla, those areas down there, down towards Burmese, phenomenal reports. We've got a report this week of a boat that had fished down there over a week and had tagged 70 marlin. So black marlin, striped marlin and alike. There's just marlin everywhere south, and all those fish that were out here, particularly during Christmas, have just all got pushed down. There's a big tournament down at Shell Harbour this weekend as well. They'll probably fish it, even though, checked the weather just a minute ago, it's still blowing 20 knots of south-southeast down there. The wind here isn't so bad. But again, no rock fishing, and I think the beaches will start to discover themselves. The weather doesn't get any better till around about Wednesday, probably more Thursday, and we'll probably do our report next Thursday to try to see what the weekend's going to. Hopefully next weekend turns out all right. You're at half a moon at the moment. The next full moon is next Friday night, so that may be perfect for next weekend. Tides for tomorrow, being Saturday, of course, 11:30 low tide, 0.66. So again, it's not a very low tide, and the high tide 5:35, 1.2 in the afternoon. The morning tide around about 4:15 a.m. is around about 1.6 or thereabouts, so a bigger early tide. As we build into this full moon, we'll have bigger tides, and that's probably in our favour this weekend. If we do get a lot of rain and bad winds and seas, that hopefully that doesn't happen where we get that isolated flooding, because the tides are on our side, that is for sure and certain. The estuary, guys, this bit of rain, and definitely that bit of rain that we're going to have on Sunday, will indeed start to move a lot of those flathead out of the estuary and down through the channel. I reckon in the next couple of weeks, guys, you'll see a lot of those flathead along the backs of the beaches and on the edges on all those inshore reefs. So things are going to improve definitely going into this next moon. It's definitely going to happen. A lot more bream in the system. We spoke about it the last few weeks, but there's some very, very good fish in the system. We're now seeing around. We had a couple of test runs down here at Warners Bay this week. A lot of mullet starting to move around on the back of that there. The temperature's getting a little bit cooler. Air-wise, bit of rain, things are starting to move through. So some very good bream in the system, and still some very nice whiting. Those flathead had dropped off a little bit, but there's been some strange catch. Got a report last week of dolphin fish off Coal Point, but the strangest report I've heard in the last couple of weeks, a Spanish mackerel in Swansea Channel, speared 88 centimetres. And I thought maybe not, but apparently yes indeed, that's exactly what happened. So there's some extraordinary things happening within the lake itself. A few cobia are even in the lake, not big guys, but they are definitely there. So we're seeing a real blend of fish, but I think the weekend, you've got to be in the estuary. I reckon get out there, just keep your eye on the weather. There's still some really nice squid around and some very big ones as well. So a lot of good eating quality squid in the lake. No doubt a few crabs, but you're going to just have to put a raincoat on, guys. Don't take anything too serious. Fish Saturday, I reckon. Sunday, a lot of rain. Look forward to next weekend. I'll see you then.